Hey guys, it's your boy Corey here, Real Men Get It Done. Today we are previewing the Cut Buddy complete new shave system. So we're gonna get into it, give you some great feedback about how it does and tackle this bald head care. So let's get right into it. Real Men Get It Done. So let's get into it. They have created, the folks at Cut Buddy, a complete shave system. So I want to go over and show you some of the components before I jump into my video and getting my head taken care of. All right. So in this zero bump system, I have so many awesome things that I want to show y'all. So let's get into it. First and foremost, the Cut Buddy Bald Buddy. This is their actual bald head trimmer. And the dope thing about it, I've had and used this before already. They sent me a brand new one and I love it. It not only tackles your bald head care, but you can use it wet or dry. You have the opportunity to use it on other parts of your body, anywhere there's hair. It has a great walkthrough of all its capabilities. I primarily use mine, obviously, for my bald head care. So we have this in the system, and also includes a free rinse stand. I love this, so I'm not gonna hold you. I've done a video on this one before. Check it out. This is pretty dope. I'm not gonna hold you. But to be perfectly honest, one of the things that I've been doing as of late with my bald head care is really just trying to level up, make sure I don't have any irritation. And I used to have a little bit of irritation, but the products that you use are so important to eliminating that irritation, especially if you have sensitive skin. Okay, so before I get into the actual products, I think it's pretty cool that Cut Buddy designed a little regimen card for the newbies. Even sometimes us old folks need a little refresher. But if you're new to the game, I'm gonna show you my process so you can see what I do. But when you get your system, you're gonna get a full front and back of what you need to do. So it explains your kit of what you get. It's going to explain the different types of actual head guards you can put on there, which is pretty dope based on your hair type of texture. It lets you know about how to swap things out so you don't break your actual system, break your bald buddy. It mentions of the deep clean. So you're swapping it out for a new head or to actually clean your head because it has different components and parts. Then the execute and repair. So it talks about actually shaving, then the rescue using their post-shave treatment, then using their hydrate, apply the aftershave butter, and then the rule of no touching your head, even though you may want to. You gotta get used to and accustomed to it. So I really love that they provide this front and back for some of the old folks, and especially for your newbies if you are trying to get into the bald head care game. All right, so I just talked about them. Let's be about them. Here is the other actual textured hair guide that's in there. So your Cut Buddy Bald Buddy is going to have one already there, but depending on your hair texture or how you like to actually cut your hair, some people like to have more hair on top, some people don't. So you have different blades to choose from, which I think is amazing. Then I swear by this, y'all, seriously, you have to make sure your head is clean. Exfoliating and making sure that all of this is clean before you get into shaving is so very important to make sure you don't have irritation. And that's all we're trying to do. Make sure we don't have the irritation, the burn, the razor rash. It is so important. And I swear by exfoliating your bald head. They have some shaving cream, which is dope. Remember, I said you have the option of doing it in the shower, if you like it wet or even dry. So if you like to do a wet shave, you can definitely use this as well. I'm gonna use this a little bit differently today because I still like to make sure my hair is clean. I usually use the shaving cream as a part of the exfoliation. So that's what I use the shaving cream for. But you actually could also use it with the actual Cut Buddy. But no, for me, I like my hair to be particularly dry when I do a nice shave on top of my head. So then you have the post-shave after treatment. This is really good. I love this. It smells really good. And for me, I'm trying to achieve a nice tight head. So what the aftershave ends up doing for me, I usually spray this on before I do my head to make sure my skin is nice and tight. And then I'll spray it on after I shave, actually to do what it's also supposed to do, to be that post-shave treatment. And then they got a couple of new products, which I'm very excited to try. They have an aftershave butter, which you can put on. And then they've actually had this before, so I apologize, I misspoke. The Bump Buddy. So all of these products, y'all, the complete system to make sure us as men, if you're a woman and you have hair on top of your head or other parts of your body, to make sure you don't get that irritation and burn. All right, so I've explained the system, I've showed you the system. Now let's go ahead and get into it and take care of this bald head care, because it's way past due. All right, so as I prepare my shaving cream and getting my actual brush ready to clean the top of my head, again, I love it because I use shaving cream as a cleaner, almost like a shampoo for my head. So don't crucify me, but I'm showing y'all my method to my madness of what I like to do. And I think this is so dope, y'all, because they've created a full 7-system dermatology tested system, especially for us. And like I said, the biggest thing that you want to avoid is the razor burn. So I know some people will swear by different methods of doing whatever. And you ultimately got to figure out what works for you. For me, so when I'm talking to bros, I see some of the comments in the channel about stuff to try. I've tried it throughout different, years and videos and stuff. So not knocking it, but you got to continue to find regimens that work. So for me, I'm really hitting towards the people who have the really sensitive skin. And my method, even while I've used the Cut Buddy before, my method still stays the same to ensure I don't get any razor burn. So I'm excited to have additional products because the products do help. And by Cut Buddy doing their thing, it looks like we're gonna be in good hands. And the shaving cream feels really good, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you because it has, what is happening there? The tea tree and eucalyptus. So my head is tingling. But even with the shaving cream, it's nice and fresh and clean. So I'll rinse my head off again, just to make sure that we're good. And then what I like to do to expedite everything to make sure I have a nice tight head for shaving is I utilize the actual post-shave treatment to make sure that it gets my head nice and tight. So a post-shave is supposed to be for irritation, razor lumps, and razor burn and ingrown hairs, which is great. But what I've found is that using a aftershave type of product is gonna tighten that scalp. And that also helps aid in not getting no bumps. So spray that all down. Give it a few minutes to dry, and I'll be right back at y'all to continue the process and keep the party train rocking and rolling. All right, so we're about to go ahead and get into the shave, but just wanted to let you see, you can see the stubble that's on my head. I'm using the short textured shaver that I have attached, but remember, I just showed you it comes with a heavier texture one as well if you want to shave with having more head. So pick your flavor. But the whole idea of, I want to clarify a little bit about using the products thus far. Having a deep clean or a clean head, a lot of times we don't realize that even when you have a bald head, men, you still should be you still should be shampooing and washing and conditioning your head in some aspect, because your hair follicles, what's up underneath your head, gets dirty. So having it clean, which I just did with using using the brush, that exfoliating brush helps, says I'm getting all the dirt up. Then being able to use something like the post shave, which I just used to get my hair almost standing up, because it's nice and dry, my head is tight, so the little prickly hairs are standing up, which is going to allow for a better, smoother shave, so that we're trying to reduce irritation. And these are just things that I've picked up over the years of me being able to maintain my bald head care. So I'm gonna give you some of the same game I would give to anyone who was starting off on their journey. But now, here we go, the moment of truth. And I've used the system before, so I know it's gonna go really well. All right, y'all, the bald head is done, looking smooth. Let me highlight a couple other pieces in the kit. So of course, you know you're gonna get your charger. So you have to make sure you keep your bald buddy all nice and powered for you. But then this is the cool thing I love too. They do a good job with this little tray. It's a rinse stand. So when you're done with your cut buddy, and as you're using it, put it in there to clean that bad boy off to make sure you're good for your next shave. So I love that aspect that it has as well. Again, they've done a really good job with this Complete 7 system, real talk, just to make sure that you got everything you need at your disposal to maintain your bald head care, really. So I have the bald blade to the side, getting cleaned. I already put a little bit more post-shave treatment on my head after the shave. What else have we done? We showed the exfoliating brush. We showed the shaving cream. We showed the tools. Now the little bit of aftercare products that we need to ensure that we are good, in addition to the post-shave treatment, which we already put on. So this is what I'm excited to actually open up as well, because this is new. But they have an aftershave butter. Oh, wow. This smells really good. It has a mixture of ginger, witch hazel. Witch hazel is always good for your head, or just for making sure things don't get inflamed. Willow bark and shea butter. So I'm gonna use a little bit of this. And then follow off with a tiny bit of the bump buddy as well. You know what they say, a little dab will do you, so don't overdo it. All right, you guys, that's a wrap. I then went through everything, all the products, all of just everything. And I'm really impressed with what Cut Buddy is doing with the bald buddy, the shaver, and all this complete 7-piece kind of dermatologist inspired system. Honestly, y'all, the only thing that we're trying to do with our bald head care is make sure that we don't have irritation. So having a full kind of line of products that you can use definitely is gonna put you ahead of the game. So please, I'll drop all of my links in the description of where you can pick it up for a fraction of the cost versus spending hundreds of dollars, so you can level up on your bald head care. So till next time, peace and blessings. Real men get it done.